Hello, and welcome to Echoes of the Workshop. My name is James, and in this video I'm going to show you several ways in which you can apply texture to XPS foam. XPS foam is a product well known to hobbyists around the world. I'm going to venture away from the world of cheap as chips polystyrene and use a material that's frankly in every way superior to polystyrene in terms of scenery making and model making. The main advantage to this stuff is, well, quite frankly, it's really fantastic at you can basically very easily score and mark shapes into the foam, and it's sort of like memory foam in that it'll just suck the details that you put into the material, and it will just stay there, which is something you just cannot do with polystyrene. So yeah, in this video I'm going to demonstrate three ways in which you can take very simple materials and apply some really convincing looking texture. So to start off, we're going to do like a brick wall. This image on screen is sort of my inspiration for this particular wall, and yeah, you just grab yourself a piece of foam. I've measured this out to a specific shape because it's going to be used in a diorama for an upcoming video. But essentially what I'm going to do is take a ruler, and I take a ballpoint pen, and I'm going to score or mark the shape of this brickwork onto the foam. Now, this sheet of foam I picked up for around 5 francs, Swiss francs. It's 2 centimeters thick and about 1 meter 20 long and about 60 centimeters wide, something like that. It's really reasonable price. In order to create this brickwork, you just have your shape, and you'll just draw, as you can see I'm doing here, draw lines onto the foam. And if you look at any brickwork house or any building that's made out of bricks, you'll see that they're not just stacked up, otherwise they'd just fall over. It's like this lovely brick shape, which is really satisfying to make, I have to say. Now, this foam had this sort of light texture on the surface. You can't tell it's there once it's been worked on, how I'm going to show you here. Once all of your bricks are in place, a way of adding extra texture is by scrunching up a ball of aluminium foil and just rolling that all over the bricks. It really sells the effect. Like I say, really simple materials. That's all you need. And once that's all done, here you can see both of my wall sections are ready, and it's just the classic sealer of black paint, PVA glue, a little water, a little sand, and all over it goes. Ready to go. So there's that picture again. how I'm going to be doing this is I'm going to sort of try and create the mortar effect. So I'm first of all going to take a sort of light brown. This is sort of like I believe it's a burnt umber paint that I've just mixed with a bunch of white and a bit of yellow, I believe, and it's come up with this sort of really sort of light brown here, and that's sort of matches the mortar colour. See, I'm just thinning this down a little bit extra so it flows into all of the gaps and sells the effect that this is mortar. And once that's all on and dry, I'll get the reddy brown colour to go over the top of it. So on it goes, and just let it dry before you do the next step. So let's take a quick look at the reference photo again. So what I've got here on my wet palette is this is craft paint. This is not expensive model paint. And what you can see, I've mixed up like a brown, sort of reddy, sort of various shades of reddy brown. And what I'm doing is, rather than having all the sections be the same, I'm just putting a bit on. I'm spreading it around the different bricks all over the wall. It just adds to the variety of the piece. Annoyingly, the lighter red is off to the left, but it's not quite on camera. But you can see it on the piece itself. It's a lighter red, but not. I didn't put so much white into it that it turned pink. But yeah, some bright red, some reddy brown, some lighter red, and I'm really happy with how this has turned out. Just for a first go at doing a brick wall like this, I'm pretty pleased with the result. And there it is. Just leave that to dry. Now, here's a different sort of wall and a couple of reference pictures, but a more irregular stone wall. So I'm just going to show a way of doing that. So rather than using a ruler to get nice, neat lines, I'm just got my pen and I'm just scoring these stone shapes that essentially look like someone's gathered a bunch of stones and stuck them all together to still have the effect of a building, but not with the regular nature of a properly built up to code brick house. So you see, just the more random the better. Just have some like curved corners, some straight corners, just however you want it to look. And again, there's that foil ball, just rub it all over and it will really sell the effect of stone. So here we go. This is again been sealed with our base layer, and we've now got a dark grey, which I've got on here. I'm just thinning it down. You see how it goes nicely. I think what I'm going to do is actually make this grey the whole base layer, and then add a little bit of white into the grey, and that's going to go on several of the bricks to make it look as if it is just a random collection of stone that's been constructed into a wall. Yeah, again, happy with how it looks. Just so you see here, mix in a bit of white over done it there? Yeah, so some sort of mid-tone grey and a light grey there. Just on it goes wherever I feel, just like changing the colour. This looks really stark, but on the finished piece it's dried in a much more subtle way. That's another way of doing it. It's one of my beauty blenders that I use for model painting as well, and it's just a different way of getting the paint on the model. And if you wanted to to paint some lichen or moss onto a building, you could grab like a light green and paint it on with this, and I think it would look really good. So for our floor, the final texture of the video, again this is a square of our foam, which is going to be the floor of the diorama, which you'll see in the next video. So make sure to like and subscribe so you know when that video is coming out. So what I'm doing here, this is going to be, yeah, how wide did I make these? 2 centimeters wide. And essentially what I'm doing is just like the brick, just gouging this pen into the foam, and it makes like a nice rough edge there, so it looks as if this wood floor has been abused over time. Again, you could, similarly to the brickwork, you could also make the effect of like floorboards, or like which is what I'm going to do here. Just make it look as if it's a bunch of boards that have been joined together. Just make sure, yeah, almost. Make sure it goes in the right place. There we go. So in my reference picture, there's some quite thick sort of gouges and marks in the wood, which I'm just doing with this pen. But in order to make it look like wood grain, one of the best ways of doing that is by grabbing a wire brush, the sort you would clean your barbecue with, and just rubbing that up and down over the foam. I wouldn't then advise cleaning your barbecue with it afterwards. You probably don't want to consume XPS foam. Don't clean your barbecue with the same brush you do this with. You can do it with a hobby knife, that's what I just did there, but if you grab one of these, this is just much faster. The bristles are very close together. You can just rub that up and down. Not that you can see that because, well, yeah, it's not on camera, sorry, but you get the idea. So because the bristles are close together, it scratches the foam and gives the impression of worn old wood that lots and lots of people have walked over. So our same sealant mixture all over our floor. Just slap it on liberally and let it dry before applying your paint. And just to seal in all the foam, I'm also painting the sides, so it gives a nice finish to the piece. And once that's all done and dry, we'll make it look like beaten up floorboards. And all we need for that is brown and white paint. So here we go. So that's fully dry. We're going to add white to this, and we're going to hit it with a dry brush. So yeah, as you can see, white's gone in there on the side. Wipe most of the paint off on a paper towel or the back of your hand and go against the grain all the way across. Don't really see much of an impact on the first pass, but with time it will sell the effect and pick out that wood grain. This is, at least on camera, this is quite subtle, and because it's quite subtle, what I ended up doing is actually grabbing some white later on in the dry brushing process, and that really picked out the details and brought it to life. You see, I've gone for an even lighter brown here. Yeah, see, now it's starting to show. grab that white. You've got to be careful with this because this is a big jump in colour, but it will really make the wood grain jump out. Just got to again make sure most of it's there. You go. You can see on the piece it's really brought out that detail. It's much brighter, which is ultimately what you want, because you want to pick out that detail that you've painstakingly put into the foam. Probably wouldn't go straight from the base colour to white. Would always make sure to do that middle step. It'll take a little longer, but I think that it sells the effect even better in the end. And that's that. 3 ways of taking foam and making it look like something you'd find in a building. There's the 3 pieces assembled together, and as I said earlier, this is going to be a feature of the diorama, which will be the next video on the channel. So make sure to like, subscribe, leave me a comment, and if you have any constructive criticism, things you'd like to see me do, anything at all. Thanks for supporting my tiny YouTube channel as I try to grow. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.